Hey guys, Grim here with another Bless Unleashed video, and today we're looking at the starseeds and how to make them. Now first of all, the full disclaimer that in this guide I'm not gonna give you the exact numbers on starseeds farming methods, like you're gonna do this and make 200k per hour, for example. We're just gonna look at it in a general way, like what you can do to increase your starseeds income and what are the methods available to you. So first let's start with what is starseeds basically. It's the main currency in Bless. If you open your character screen, you can see there is gold and there is starseeds, and then there are two currencies for enhancing. We're not going to be talking about those right now. So gold is basically you get from all the sources, like doing regionals, doing quests, killing mobs. But however, starseeds, if you notice when you're first leveling, you get some amount of starseeds for your levels, and from first completing certain things. But other than that, you don't get any starseeds. So that's how the Bless economy works. Because in Bless, all starseeds, apart from those get from leveling and those that are actually included in the packs that you can buy when you first start playing the game, and some Lumina shop items, like if you go to bundles, for example, you can get some. For example, like this big bundle that you can buy, I think once per week, right? It's supposed to be, yeah, once per week on an account. It gives you 130k starseeds, which might seem like a lot, but it's actually not a lot. So in general, you cannot like generate starseeds by killing mobs and doing other stuff. All other starseeds come in the game economy from exchanging gold to starseeds daily. So the higher level you are, the more you can exchange. It starts level when you first come in the first city in the Karzakor, you can do your first exchange. Then the second one is available at level 11, then at level 16, then 21, 26, and finally 30. So when you're at level 30, you can do a total of 6 exchanges for a total of around 30k. So daily on every character you can only exchange 30k. This is partially why I think the Bless economy works well, because there's a very limited supply of starseeds coming in that is kept at the number of characters on this server. You can also increase this amount that you can exchange by using the boosters. There are two types of boosters. There is a 20% booster and 40% booster. You can get them, I think it's also in bundles only. If you play on console, if they haven't changed the shop on consoles yet, you can straight up go the 30-day version of 20% and 40% boosters, but on PC it's not available. You get them in your packs. I think it's here, right? Yeah, as you can see, like you can buy this weekly and it gives you 40% booster for 7 days. You can also get them at the auction house. Let's see if they're actually present. I'm on PC and A server. Then consumables, I think other booster. Yeah, you can, as you can see, like basic one, currently it's 85k, advanced 245k. That might seem like a lot, but this is actually worth it if you play every day, because this will give you 40% extra, which means if you exchange 30k daily and above, this will give you like what, another 13k, right? I'm not very good at math, but let's say it's 13k, multiply it by 30 days, that's another 400k. So you can buy this at 245 and get 400 for this booster in a course span of the month. This is even more lucrative currently. If you can buy it at 85, it's only 85, it will give you 2 times less, so 200k. Okay, so this is how the starseeds work. So what can we do to actually increase our income? Well, in general, I can say just play the game, because basically everything you do gives you starseeds, but not directly, but rather indirectly, which means you can exchange variable things that you got from playing the game to starseeds. And also, since the starseeds is the main currency on at the auction house, at the marketplace, this means everything you sell has to be sold with starseeds. So everything you sell, you get starseeds right away. So now let's start with the things that you can do. The first and probably the easiest, but not suitable for all the people, because it's like fairly tedious for some people, it's gathering. We all need materials for various things. Now again, I'm not going to give you exact numbers on how much you make. It all depends on server. It depends like how fast can you gather. Your blessing, there's also a blessing for gathering, like this one. You can also unlock it and level it up if you're into gathering. Like it gives you various perks, like increasing your speed. So there are 3 types of gathering. Like the gathering is referred to as gathering herbs, like plants, mining obviously like rocks and nodes, and logging is just chopping trees. So one of the effects that you get, you're doing it faster. Second one, you get a chance of obtaining additional items. So let's check the auction house and see how much the materials cost. So you go to gatherable materials. I'm not too much into the logging. I think this is less lucrative. Now let's first check ores. And for example, this is the first ore. This is the very low level ore that you can gather. It's already at 200 per piece. So that's pretty lucrative already. Then one of the most popular ores, it's a silver ore. And also when you gather silver ore, you can get the pyrite as well. The pyrite is very liquid. It's always in demand, because this is needed to make normal clothes, normal leather, in general, just recrafting the white resources into the green resources. So that's all right. Now let's check herbs, and this is where I think the most money can be made, because look at the prices of these. This is per 1 item, right? So even the luminous root, the very first one, costs 200 per 1 item. Then we got Dawnfern. This is from Canos Mountains, Canos Valley. Then we got Breath Mushroom. It's from Tristeda, South Speres, and Padana. And Foxeye Grass from the jungle. This is the most expensive currently. It's commonly used. Actually, I can show you one amazing spot for gathering the Foxeye Grass. This is very easy. You can just go there and you can spend the whole day if you want. It's in Zankala. There is a wyvern here. And like you go from here through this growth and you end up here. There are tons of nodes that will give you this herb, and you can just go, gather, change channel, go back, change channel, go forward, change channel, go back, and you can gather as much as you want. So that's very lucrative. Now, how to actually increase your output in gathering? So the first one is blessing, obviously. This one will increase your output. Second one, that is probably the most important, I would say, is the gear. Yes, the gear. You heard me correctly. So pretty much all the, I'm not sure if it's all the gear slots, but pretty much all gear slots has the item that increases your gathering, mining, and logging speed. Like this is a must-have if you want to get serious about gathering, right? So also higher the grade, the better gonna be the numbers. Like the B gear, it's only like 10.3% max. A gear is gonna be higher, and S gear is gonna be even more higher. Now, the good thing is, like, if you're thinking, oh my god, I have to buy all of this gear, pretty much all this is, it's usually very cheap. It's usually very cheap because not too much people are doing gathering. So first of all, try to get this plus mining, logging, gathering speed in every slot possible. And you can also get a food with the same effect. I think it's, yeah, lunch boxes. This one, tasty fruit pudding lunch box. That's another minus 10% logging, mining, gathering time. And the last but not least, you can also get the booster. For example, you're doing gathering, this is your gathering ticket. 50% chance to update an additional item when gathering for 1 hour. Now, that's pretty expensive, I would say, like 85k. You have to calculate and do some testing on how much herbs do you actually gather, for what profit, and decide whether or not this is a good investment. Usually it is, but it depends on your activity. Mining tickets are a lot cheaper. You can get them a lot cheaper. Login, I don't see it currently on a server, but yeah. So that's how you increase it. Now, what to do with the herbs? Because you can just sell herbs and that's fine, or you can take a different route. You can level up your alchemy and process those herbs into healing potions, into elixirs, into panaceas, and sell those. I would say that if you're doing like this massively, do both. Sell herbs and craft something and sell these items, because you don't want to just overflood the market with only one thing, right? And it's beneficial to gather different herbs and craft different things. So this takes us to the second method, and it is crafting. Again, crafting is heavily dependent on the prices on your server. Like, for example, is it gonna be lucrative to craft healing potion? I don't know. I can't tell you because I don't know the prices of herbs at your server and the prices of healing potions at your server currently. So you have to browse this, like calculate it, and decide for yourself. But one thing I can tell you for sure, that for example, if you plan to get into the alchemy, be sure to level it up to 10 and then unlock master crafting, because master crafting is actually gives you a lot of advantages in terms of the alchemy. Now, if you're not doing the alchemy, you can also craft other things. Like, for example, you can craft some slots. I, for example, made a lot of, it's not a lot because I haven't played much, but I still make some money from these shoulders. I sold a lot of these Grand Seer shoulders. They're not that expensive now, they used to be. But let's say even now, for example, you can see these from with crappy rolls and crappy runes are like 300k, with like mediocre runes and rolls 400, yeah, around 400. And if you get a god roll, for example, 800, 850 with the good runes, this is not even a good rune. So the last one I sold with, I think it was 840 with 2 white runes. I sold for 2 million. So that's a lot. If you're into that sort of thing, you can find the recipe, purchase it and start crafting and selling. Now going back to that, I'm just gonna show you how much will the crafting cost for those shoulders. Now let's see. So you need 2 superior clothes, which is 40k, 1 superior leather, 30k. You can actually craft it yourself cheaper. It mostly depends on the price of pyrite. If pyrite is at 1.5k, where it usually is, it's gonna be around 20k. So now let's say you craft that yourself, so that's 60k, and then you need the decorative clothes. It's actually more expensive than it was yesterday, because yesterday I bought it at 220k. So now it's not that lucrative to craft. So again, decide for yourself when it's appropriate to do that. Sometimes market get overflooded with certain things, so it's not lucrative to do that. And sometimes there's a huge gap between crafting materials and the outcome that you're gonna get. So again, check it. I would say that it's less obvious way to get your star seeds than gathering. Gathering is just straight up more transactional. You spend X amount of time and you get X amount of star seeds by just selling them on the auction house right away. Crafting is a little bit more difficult. You have to understand the market. And actually, I want to jump onto the next point, which is probably the best way to generate star seeds, but it's the most boring way, is to play the marketplace game. And by marketplace game, I mean finding the liquid resources for cheap and reselling them later on, buying them off and then reselling them. In basically all of the liquid resources, sometimes somebody will place it at half of its value, or even less, even 25% of its value, 30% of its value. For example, this pyrite. Usually the price is around 1.5k, so that's a decent price. Somebody just posted it for 1.2k. Sometimes you can find it 150 star seeds, so you can just buy it off and resell it later on. Same goes for other gatherable materials. Same goes for enhancement materials, especially stuff like repair tools, be that green, any type of repair tools. Then upgrade stones, and last but not least, embers. People still use yellow embers a lot. It's very liquid. The price jumps up and down. You can sometimes get it at 15k, then in 6 hours the lowest price is gonna be 40k. It's just crazy how it jumps, because even though it's liquid, people buy it in such huge bulks that they drive up the price. So there's a lot of other stuff like contracts, basically all slots like necklaces, rings. If you just sitting on at the marketplace and you're willing to just browse through it and pick up everything that is cheaper than the actual value, you can make a lot of money. It's straight up the best way to accumulate star seeds. But again, it's it's not for everybody. Not all people want to sit at the marketplace and just do trades. We all want to play the game. One more thing about the favorite tab. So the favorite tab, it shows you the items without actually going to inside the categories. You can make any item favorite, and then it's gonna be shown on this page, and you go just click on it, and you can go straight to this item. Unfortunately, on PC you can only mark 2. If you're on a console, again, if they haven't changed the shop, you can actually buy the expander of your favorites up to 10 slots. So this makes trading a lot easier, a lot faster, a lot more lucrative. So let's move on. What if you're not into gathering, trading, crafting, you just want to kill stuff? So how do you maximize your starseed gains? Well, if you're into PvE content, and if you have several friends, or if you have active guild, one of the best methods doing dungeons, because dungeons provide the best gear in game, obviously. So if you have a good party, you can run them fast. You can get you can get very good gear that you can sell at the auction house. You get warrior talents that you can exchange for red upgrade stone, sell it for a lot of starseeds as well. So in general, if you run dungeons very fast, very efficiently, it's also one of the best ways to accumulate starseeds. So how the dungeons work? First of all, this dungeons tab, it features the same dungeons, they never change. So, but these are very basic, there are no abyssals here, for example, and the last normal dungeon is the Thunder Sanctuary that takes 7 to 8 minutes to run if you have a good gear. So, and it's not much best in slot gear there. You can still farm it lucratively, but usually people run time dungeon. What is time dungeon? It's just the same dungeons. Same, not same as those, but same in types. But they change every week. And so, first of all, you get different dungeons with different drop tables. And you also get, if you look, it says 2 out of 2, which means this week, the first 2 runs I'm gonna get additional reward box that can have different gear, including S gear, some materials. Overall, just a great box. You can also get 2 of these boxes if you're in guild. You can get this time dungeon reward booster. Your guild master have to stock it first of all, and then basically you pay in gold and get in this reward booster, and you can apply it and get additional chests. Those reset 2 times per week, so that's 2 additional boxes. Now, as you can see, these are different. So it's 2 out of 2 for Forgotten Sewers, 2 out of 2 Halls of Eclipse, have their own count, so they have different boxes that you can get. And obviously Abyssal gives you best rewards. You can get Ancient Chest that costs a lot, Antique Chest. You can get all sorts of the S gear, for example, this is basically best in slot for Priest. Dungeons is in the core of PvE in Bless. So if you're into that, find a group of people, group of friends, guildies, you can be running those all day, pretty much. As far as open world goes, obviously where you have an open world that is repeatable. Obviously you have regionals. They will give you some amount of starseeds in the form of cores. Obviously, regionals are very good in general for other things, because regionals gives you tons of XP, tons of SXP, and that's always useful. For example, for this I will get 43 cores, plus I will get some more cores from salvaging all of these items. So yeah, you can get cores, and then you either use those cores for enhancing, or you can get starseeds by buying, for example, again, you have to check the economy of what is best to buy, but one of the repair tools. So you can, for example, buy precise repair tools for 5k, and these are sold currently at our server. I think it was 65k. So in essence, you exchange these 5k cores for 65k. Or if you like enhancing, you can also enhance the item first to a higher rarity, and then sell it as a high rarity out of the box ready item. That also works, and I would actually argue that in most cases, if you know how to fail stack, again, we had a video on that earlier. If you know how to fail stack, this will be more lucrative for you to like sell mythic items if you can enhance them. So one more method similar to the regionals actually is just grinding mobs. There are a lot of spots like in the jungle. If you don't know like how to start farming, like pay attention to chat sometimes. Again, if you have the guild, there's probably some activity in the guild regarding it's usually referred to as core farming. So farming cores, the way that you just get the drops, you just kill a lot of mobs. Like there's a spot here, there's a spot here, there's a spot in Eidolon Forest. It basically depends on your group capabilities, like what gear you currently have, to like gather a huge packs of mobs and like one-shot it and get the loot. You will get a lot of like purple drops that you can salvage at the buyer and get cores. So that's another way of farming cores, which in essence you can again exchange for starseeds. Either if you have guild, asking guild, or pay attention to the world chat. Sometimes people like core farming need 2 people, so you can just get into that group and see where people are farming. So like you know the drill, how they pull, who does what. In general, this is very easy. You just get on your mount, pick up a huge pack of mobs, come to the one location, AoE them down, get the loot, rinse and repeat. So that's that. If you're more like solo oriented, or you don't want to farm cores, you don't want to do that, there are a bunch of activities. First of all, okay, let's take a look. You have regionals and you have regional bosses. These obviously like they respawn once per day. There are a lot of those. You can kill those as well. They give a lot of XP, also some SXP and reward chests. And you're not gonna get too much from those, but you can get. I'm gonna show you the tokens. Where is it actually? Here in Cursor Core? Here somewhere. Nope. Token redemption. Yes. So you're gonna get those blue tokens. Oh yeah. Hold on. Soul Crystal it's called. Yeah, the Soul Crystal. You get them from the bosses. From daily bosses you don't get as much. So it's not very lucrative to go around and kill these bosses. One of the reasons is because there are only, in our server, there are only 4 channels, and often boss is just not there. So you have to wait. Like it's been killed on all of the channels, and it's respawning on all of them, so you have to wait. You just like wasting time. I don't like that much. So let's check the token redemption and see what you can get here. So again, the most lucrative stuff here is precise repair tools. Costs 5k, it's not that much. Like some people go, also you can get a lot of cosmetics here if you into that sort of stuff. In terms of value, some people go for like Bone Dragon chest. I don't think it's worth it because the chance of actually getting this necklace that is fairly expensive is very low. Other than that, it doesn't drop much. So if you want liquid starseeds, just go for precise repair tools. In essence, you're exchanging 5k of these tokens to around 65k in starseeds. So that's pretty good. But again, this is not super lucrative, but you can focus on weeklies. And what I mean by weekly, there are some bosses that you can kill them. You can get a reward once per week. This is Grassland Giant. Then we have Harpy Queen. Then Bashal, Spider Queen, Cyclops, Soul Revenant, Bone Dragon, and then you have in jungle you have Ossis. Then you have Ossis, and then here you have Ursa. I think that's all of them. So decent amount of bosses that you can kill weekly. They give you good reward chest. Again, a lot of tokens. They give you more tokens than the daily bosses, obviously, but the downside is, again, you can only kill them once per week. And same goes for the original prestige quest they called. So in every region there's the prestige quest. As you can see here, it shows you what type of quest you need to complete in order to get your chests. You can also get it once per week. After that you get repeatables, but repeatables, it's barely giving you anything. It's usually, most of the time, it's just additional cores. These are pretty good. They, I would say, give you a pretty good value, so be sure to do those in every region. Maybe apart from like dunes, because dunes I think actually have like horrible, I never do those. Like the bosses are horrible, the regionals are horrible. It's just wasting time in my opinion, but again, think for yourself. So this basically takes us to the last point that I want to touch. Actually, not the last point. I want to say there's obviously you can make money from the estate. But I don't want to like go into too deep in the estate. There are plenty of guides on estate on how to like maximize your gains. But this is the game. It's not for everybody. I personally hate the estate. I don't want to spend a minute there. It's just boring. It's like mind numbing for me. But again, if you like building, upgrading and get it, you can get some amount from there, from materials, cores. You can get workers that can produce like epic materials. It doesn't require you to spend any star seeds unless you want to like boost production and stuff. You can just spend gold, and the materials you already got from other productions. Let's check the contracts. Old Carpenter, for example. Yeah, as you can see, you can get the purple clothes. There is also like different stuff that you can get, like some materials required for crafting as gear and so on and so forth. But in general, just if you want to spend like 15 minutes per day in your estate, do so, because it's somewhat lucrative. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine, you can just skip it. So now let's get back to the last one topic that I want to cover, and I'm actually gonna be doing a separate video on that. Like, it's gonna be short, but you know, looking from a different perspective, that actually alt farms. Alt farms basically mean that you level up a bunch of characters, because first of all, you can exchange star seeds every day. So let's say, what level do you want to level them to? I would say all the way up to 30, because it's the most lucrative. So first of all, there are a couple of things here. First of all, you can exchange daily, even if you're not using boosters. Let's say you're doing it without boosters, that's 30k per character per day. So if you have a farm of 10 characters, that's 300k just from exchanging seeds. That's already not bad, right? Yeah, you have to spend a lot of time leveling those, and we're gonna talk about like how to speed up your alts leveling in the next video. But in general, I would say that if you like slow to middle pace gameplay, like you don't want to be doing regionals, like same regionals over and over again, you don't want to be doing too much dungeons, you like the weekly stuff more, you're gonna run out of weekly stuff pretty fast. But if you have a lot of alts, like you can just do weekly stuff on all of your alts, and this way you get all of the weekly rewards on different characters, you exchanging on different characters, so you can make a decent amount of star seeds. That's also a viable strategy. I do want to mention like one more way, however, how you can get star seeds, and that's just buying star seeds. Like, I'm not advising you to like go and buy star seeds, but you can do it. So the first way is through the Lumina shop. Like, for example, you buy a mount, you sell this mount, you buy a mount with Lumina that you can get with the real money, like these red crystals, and you sell it for the on the auction house. So you buy the costume, or you buy the booster, like a consumable, like bag expansion tickets, for example, and you sell them at the auction house, and you get your money, you get your star seeds, excuse me. That's the way you can get it in shop. It's not most efficient way, because the most efficient way would be buying star seeds on, you know, in shops that actually sell those. Like, they farm it and they sell it. They do it through the marketplace. You can get it for like 10 to 20 bucks for 1 million, and then it will cover your fees. But again, I'm not like advising that, I'm just saying that the possibility is there. So that's my last point. I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about. The next video is going to be a very short one, how to unlock your class level, because some people still don't have it. And the video after that, I'm going to be talking about leveling a bunch of alts, how to do it efficiently, is it worth your time, is it fun, like that sort of stuff. Also, it's going to be a short video contrary to this one, but again, I'm starting rambling. I'm ending this here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.